These are the stories of village members who find just what they need to help them compose their later lives. It happened through the village.
When we started, the firsties, a lot of us were community people. We know our neighbors, we know our blocks, we volunteer in organizations, and we work politically. We knew that the village would influence the communities themselves. That was our dream. When somebody asks me what the village means to me, I always turn it slightly, because for me, it's what the village means to me in my community. And I know this village is keeping me in my community. There'll be a moment when I do need to move, but I'm going to move in my neighborhood, and in a high-rise. And I have great reassurance that the village is really going to provide that support and guidance that I'm going to need, because it's going to be a big transition for me. That's what it's all about for me, the community and me staying in the community. I love to have familiar things around me and my own history around me, because that's what it is. I've done lots of stuff in that neighborhood. That's what staying put means to me.
I spent the bulk of my professional career in higher education administration in the student affairs area, so I have contributed to the education of many thousands of students at some of the major institutions in the state and in the metropolitan area. Unfortunately, I cannot retire at this time because it was necessary for me to use retirement funds earlier because of medical issues. People are looking at the vast human resources that are wasted by taking people of experience and of age out of the workforce and out of actively participating in society. And we can't afford that waste. This is a proven population. We have survived. You know, we've made it through this far. Coming to a different section of the city, into a new neighborhood, a new community, the fact that there are people there who actively welcome you and are willing to support you and help you make new connections is just very exciting to me. I've met wonderful people. We've had fantastic conversations, and all of that encourages me in the process of aging, because there's exciting stuff out there.
About 14 years in major corporations doing finance, advertising, marketing, strategic planning, and then joined a small consulting business in town. I like to do a lot of things. I'm somebody with a very short attention span. I'm always into everything. I love people. I love to travel. I love to do a whole lot of stuff. So there was no problem. I wasn't one of those people. I don't know what I'd do if I retired. I moved right around the corner from Old Town School. So I started in the core curriculum, and I'm now singing rock and roll in bars. I go to different open mics and occasionally get a half-hour set somewhere, and then I invite all my friends. It's fun. So learning new music and learning new skills on the guitar is actually, creating brain cells in a way that I want to do it. Communities are important. So if you've been holed up in a 9-to-5 job, particularly, or 9-to-9 job, and haven't created your own circle of friends, you just instantly have a group of people who have things in common with you. The whole concept of staying in your home longer is a great one, because we're redefining age. We're doing things that our parents weren't doing.
The idea of just sort of being retired in the sense that our grandparents were or our parents were is really, not something that I think a lot of people do. When I first retired and my first unretirement, I basically continued to work in the same area that I had worked in all of my career, the same industry, the same group of people, and so on. And to a lesser extent, the second time I came out of retirement. Following that, I decided that if I was ever going to go back to work in a business context, I was going to do something completely different, something that would really challenge me and help develop, other aspects of my skills and abilities. Lincoln Park Village is all about connections. It's about connecting people that need help with people who can give help. It's about connecting people who have interesting things to give people or to offer to others, connecting them to people that are interested in learning those things. I think people today recognize that leisure is important, but there's a limit to the amount of leisure that's really personally satisfying. Before I retire the next time, my plan is to have anticipated the next stage and have teed up those kinds of activities, because I don't want to sit around for a year or two trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
The Crib is a teenage LGBT shelter. I cook meals on selected Sundays. I cook with a friend. For me, the experience is not just to cook the food, but to drop it off and to serve it, sit down with the kids, to talk to them. They're very creative, very flamboyant, and they're very brave. They inspire me every day because they get up in the morning and they don't know where they're going to stay that night. Those of us who our families are dispersed, some have moved on, died. So I think that we create our families just the way the homeless kids do at the Crib. And the village really is a family to different degrees for different people. There's so many opportunities to participate and not just to be a paying member. You can really contribute and help other people. And I think that's part of being a family, too. I see amazing things happening at the village. And I see people who have had rallied their tremendous talents and made the transfer from a paid job to volunteer work with the village. And I think these people are so fascinating. They're interesting people. I think it's the best brain massager in the world. It's better than crossword puzzles or anything. And I think providing an opportunity for us to give, which the village does, is a wonderful resource.
Retirement security is all about my capacity to generate, my capacity to engage. And to me, that's what brings security. There's a way in which I can invest in my vitality, whether it's physical health, whether it's emotional health, whatever kind of health. That's all the kind of investment that I think we all need to pay way more attention to. The village is a mechanism by which individuals can propel themselves into new things. It's a community, and of course people can engage in that community, but I view it as almost like a trampoline, something that can propel people into that next thing. And that's the potential of the village, not just here in Chicago, but the village movement, of course, across the country. And of course, Lincoln Park Village is a leader in that movement. I've been working on things like retirement security all my life, and I've come to believe that, again, it's not just about financial systems and financial safety nets, it's really about people. And the village represents exactly that. It represents people. And bringing people together with diverse interests, diverse means, diverse outlooks, but it's the power of that I think the village coalesces and brings to focus. And the potential of the village as a vehicle for transformation of the city of Chicago is phenomenal.